Cities. Cities are a fundamental part of not only the state or country they reside in, but the world as a whole. Many of the world's places are often standardized with their greatest cities in mind, whether it be Paris, France, or Tokyo, Japan. Here in the United States, there are almost a dozen different major cities in all parts of the country, representing the different cultures and lifestyles of the American population. The United States capital of Washington, D.C. is no different, being the epicenter of the government and all that represents American culture. But almost every city has a certain feature that is often overlooked and that is usually underappreciated. The feature I'm talking about is street art. Usually painted on walls, out of the general view, street art is more important than many people think, and it actually covers subjects and social issues that some artists shy away from. What are those exactly? Let's take a journey to America's capital to find out, one mural at a time. The term street art is somewhat ambiguous, because the term can be associated with many different things, the most common being graffiti. While it is considered street art, graffiti is unauthorized markings or tags on private property. Graffiti comes in many forms, from simple one-stroke writings to large pieces with big, bold, and sometimes bubbly letters. While graffiti is colorful and a good sight to see for some people, they're more often than not nothing more than getting its rebellious message out to the public, and usually don't raise any awareness of a large social issue. Graffiti can be anywhere, from being in clear view or being in a more obscure place. Here, the graffiti is mostly hidden in the areas of railroad tracks, which is a commonplace to find graffiti all over the world, despite trains screaming by frequently and posing a risk to artists. Most of the graffiti is expletives and opinion-based, but some are more complex. Complex or not, both have one thing in common. They're lacking any sort of story or bigger meaning to justify their place, making them nothing more than vandalism. Virginia is a mostly rural state, with large cities not common. The closest major city is around 45 miles away from my hometown, Washington, D.C. As the capital city of the United States, the city, unfortunately, is rife with political, social, and economic issues that, ironically, make America look like more of a dormant yet active volcano. In response, many citizens wanted to make the issues of the capital seen and heard by citizens and tourists alike. I wanted to examine the countless murals that accomplished just that. Surprisingly, I found a gold mine of murals. They're all telling a story, contributing to the culture, and most importantly, exposing millions of people to social issues that need fixing. The first artwork I like to cover is not actually a traditional mural. It isn't a mural on a wall on the side of a street. Rather, it is actually on the street. But the context of the mural is as important, if not more. On May 25th of 2020, outside of a Minneapolis convenience store, Officer Derek Chauvin forced his knee on civilian George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, suffocating and killing him, all because of an alleged counterfeit $20 bill. As the news spread about Chauvin's murder, worldwide protests erupted against police brutality, police racism, and lack of police accountability. Following the incident and protests, the Black Lives Matter movement became more powerful than ever, which sparked Washington, D.C. Mayor Mural, as well as D.C. citizens to change the intersection between H and 16th Street behind Lafayette Square. Former President Donald Trump spoke out about these riots, calling all of the participants thugs on his Twitter account, which heavily angered Mural. She called his remarks gross and only exacerbated the nation's fight against segregation. So, people of all races and ages came together with rollers and large yellow paint buckets, as well as people, to fine-tune the edges of the big bold letters to paint the Black Lives Matter Plaza. Miss Bowser spoke about this mural. She said, "There are people who are craving to be heard and to be seen, and to have their humanity recognized. We had the opportunity to send that message loud and clear on a very important street in our city." The Black Lives Matter Plaza is a mural that is here to stay. It will forever be known as a message to the world to end segregation and treat everyone with equality, regardless of the color of anyone's skin. Washington, D.C. is no stranger to amazing restaurants. D.C. is home to famous restaurants like Founding Farmers, Ted's Bulletin, and Old Ebbitt Grill. Located at 1213 U Street is another Washington, D.C. staple, Ben's Chili Bowl. Founded in 1958 by Ben Ali, a Trinidadian immigrant, the restaurant is famous for its half smokes, milkshakes, and of course, its award-winning chili dogs. It truly is soul food at its finest. In 2012, artist Anakin Udofia and his director Mia Duvall collaborated with Ben's Chili Bowl to paint a mural on the side of the restaurant, and named it The Torch. The artwork features 16 African-American influencers throughout history, including Barack Obama, Morgan Freeman, Muhammad Ali, Harriet Tubman, and Bill Cosby, who has since been removed from the mural following his sexual harassment accusations, and was replaced with the late singer Prince. This artwork pays homage to famous Black Americans, some of which changed the course of American history. DC resident Tamika Gittens told The Afro, a newspaper dedicated to African American events, says, "I like it. I think it encompasses African American culture. You have artists like Chuck Brown, Taraji, and Whale. I think it's a good representation of what DC is in terms of current artists, but at the same time, it reflects our history." Just like the Black Lives Matter Plaza, The Torch is an important mural of the community of Washington, D.C., and will stay in honor of the important African Americans in the United States.
It's mysterious, it's deadly, and it's baffling medical science. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome. Once thought to affect only promiscuous homosexual males, AIDS is now spreading in epidemic proportions to other segments of the population.
In June of 1981, the first case of a sexually transmitted disease named Acquired Immunodeficiency Syndrome, or AIDS, was reported to the World Health Organization. Infecting millions of people worldwide, the AIDS epidemic started, and there is no end in sight. In 2006, Bono, the singer of the legendary band U2, founded RED, an organization to fight against the AIDS epidemic by donating funds from purchasing products. One of the most prominent examples of RED's products is Apple's Product Red iPhones and accessories. In the fall of 2019, artist Bisco Smith created the mural titled "In This Together." The mural features a bright red background with a graffiti-style diction of the titular name. The mural also features RED's logo exposing people to their organization and their cause, inspiring the world to fight back against AIDS. I'd like for you to think back to a year of social, political, and economical fixation. 2020. This year can be described by many as turbulent at best. There was the COVID-19 pandemic, the aforementioned murder of George Floyd, and a plethora of other negative events that made 2020 stand out in a crowd of other years. Nonetheless, we were able to not only power through 2020 but grow around it, and in Washington, D.C., a mural was created to show the resilience of the United States. But as I was filming for this production, I made an unprecedented and shocking discovery. The original building that it was painted on is completely gone. There is still construction going on, but the footage that you are seeing now is where the mural was originally located. While disappointing, it gave me a new perspective and appreciation for the ephemerality of street art. At any point, murals and street art can be gone without warning and without a trace. Even though the original mural is long gone, High quality photos of the mural in its entirety are out there to be seen by millions even after its departure. As you can see, the mural has a large display of the word resilience in different colors and styles. Gary Williams Jr., the artist of this project, said, "I think I wanted the wall to be an escape from all that's going on around us that may be negative. I want you to come to this wall just for a minute and feel like you're in a different place. Not only a different place, but a happy place." The Black-owned creative theory agency created this mural, and the purpose of their project is to uplift the community and provide resources to help people get through difficult times. This mural reminds the community that together they are strong. A community has strength, power, and most importantly, resilience. These 4 murals in Washington, D.C. are important to the people because they not only expose issues that normal artists avoid, but inspire people to make changes to these issues. Scott Lawn, creator of Museum of the Street, said, "Street art is the original social media. Public artwork transforms the urban environment and serves as a visual communication platform that connects people to ideas and movements." Whether it's in Washington, D.C., New York, or any other major city in the world, street art is truly a sight to behold. All over the world, street art's power is helping shape communities, fixing social issues, but most importantly, changing the world one mural at a time.